Paul O'Sullivan has apologized to Parliament for walking out of the Ad Hoc Committee investigating allegations by KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. But the real question is, was it a genuine apology or just damage control? His dramatic exit last week sparked sharp criticism from members of Parliament, with some accusing him of undermining the integrity of Parliament itself. Yet his apology didn't sound like someone admitting they were wrong. Instead, it felt more like an attempt to escape the political heat. In this episode, I break down what really happened and why the political nature of the Ad Hoc Committee may be getting in the way of the truth. Unlike the Nhlanhla Commission, where facts are supposed to lead the process, this committee appears to be a space where political positions shape the conversation. That raises an important question. Were MPs actually trying to uncover the truth, or were their views about O'Sullivan already made up? Hello everyone, welcome back to Joe Talks Politics. I am your host, Joseph Mosia. Let's get right into it. The way the Ad Hoc Committee handled O'Sullivan resembled a political hit job. He was hung out to dry for his political views and suspicions about his reasons for being in South Africa. It does not help that he holds some controversial political views and belongs to right-wing groupings like AfriForum. His multiple citizenships and passports are a source of serious suspicion among some members. Added to that, Paul O'Sullivan also has a combative and confrontational nature. But none of that justifies the behavior of members of Parliament. Their job is to find out, on behalf of the voting public, what happened at IPID, what O'Sullivan's role was, and how that impacted its constitutional mandate. Instead, the process was turned into a political theater and a kangaroo court. The members probably succeeded in exposing O'Sullivan's right-wing leanings and poor hearing. But that is not what the taxpayer is funding. General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi made serious allegations that state institutions were captured for criminal purposes. This committee was set up to investigate that and to propose remedial steps. How does this interaction between Action SA MP Darlene James and O'Sullivan help in this?
In your investigations, your only target, all your targets, and Honorable Wessels pointed this out earlier on, all your targets in this country was the leadership of this country. It was ministers and it was heads of department. Can I tell you why? It was your intention to overthrow this government, and it still is. I look at all the articles released in 2017 and shortly after that meeting that you had, that braai boek launch van niemand te boek gekry het nie. Supporting articles by the DA, EWN on the 26th of the 1st, 2017, DA to reveal more evidence of alleged corruption against Patlane.
Say again, I didn't hear that.
An article, EWN article, that has now been taken down, but it's in the messages because the guys would copy each other in the messages and the support.
What messages? I don't understand what messages you're talking about.
Between Sarah Jane Trent and Nhlanhla.
I didn't involve myself in any
messages. You don't have to involve yourself. You don't have anything to do with anything that's wrong in this country. The DA supported your plot against overthrowing this government.
The DA?
Yes.
How did that work? You have some evidence about that?
I will show you.
So you're saying, if I understand you correctly...
I'm saying that you came to this country to be of assistance to the white community, and I am saying to you that you plotted top ministers in this country, ministers such as Nathi Ntetwa, ministers such as Fikile, a whole lot of ministers. It's in that conversation between Sarah and McBride. If you look at the pattern, if you study the people that you choose to investigate and go after, it is ministers, it is people like Jackie Selebi, it is people like Patlani, it is heads of organizations, of state organizations. You are plotting to overthrow this government, and I leave it at that.
With due respect, I think you've been watching too much TV.
Like you.
Yeah. And
I have been following a pattern, and I've been following a trend.
For the
I'm
record,
going to leave that. I'm going to leave it as it is. I'm trying to paint you a picture here.
Chairman?
Mr. Sullivan, I'm going on to my second question.
No, I have to finish dealing with your first question. And the reality of the situation is quite simply, first of all, I don't know about any so-called book launch. It was a braai, and at the same time...
That was called top secret.
I don't know anything about any top secret. At the same time, it was the end-of-year braai, and by the way, there were nobody
with
there.
Forum, with DA, with the head of IPID.
Chairman, I'm trying to answer, and I'm being interrupted. It is not the right...
Mr. Sullivan, you have lied too much this morning for me to still be giving you airtime.
There was nobody at that braai from the DA. There was nobody at that braai from AfriForum. And my understanding is that AfriForum have already opened a criminal docket of perjury against Cedric and Kabinda for sitting in this house and lying that AfriForum and the DA were present. And I can 100% guarantee there was nobody there from the DA and there was nobody there from AfriForum. And by the way, I would say 80% of the people that were there were African. So
from SAPS, from state organ that was helping you to plot against General Patlani.
Chairman,
I'd like to move on now.
The member is making this up as she goes along, and it's a farce.
I am not making up anything.
She does not offer any evidence for a claim that DA and AfriForum members were at the controversial braai hosted by O'Sullivan. Here's another MP, Sibonelo Nomvalo of the MKP, making a fool of himself in an effort to sound radical.
For your previous appearance, how much did you claim from Parliament?
Pardon?
For your previous appearance, I think you are appearing for the third time now, correct?
Yes.
For the previous appearances, have you claimed for the recent appearance?
I've not claimed. I only claimed for the first appearance.
For the first appearance, how much did you claim from Parliament?
I think it's about 80,000 rand.
For one appearance?
No, that was for 2 days, 3 nights in a hotel during Indaba Week. Indaba Week, Chairman, there were no hotels available. So in order for me to be at this Parliament, I had to book the only hotel that was available. And it's not a 6-star or 9-star or whatever hotel, it's a 3-star hotel. And they had 2 empty rooms, and I grabbed those 2 empty rooms. And they were 10,000 rand per night, per room.
That amount must never be paid to you from the taxpayers' money. There must be a minimum amount, and you must never receive any special treatment. The same amount that has been paid to the previous witnesses who have appeared here must be paid to you. In fact, you must be paid the lowest amount. Your amount must be rated in accordance with the lowest amount that has been paid to previous witnesses. You were not coming to a honeymoon here. You were coming to Parliament to assist our investigation. So we're going to write to the Speaker that no amount of 80,000 should be paid to you.
This honorable member should know that reimbursement is provided for in the rules of Parliament and he has no say in it. It is clear from the various interactions that in the eyes of many of these members, O'Sullivan's primary crime is his race. So their statements are more a reaction to his whiteness rather than what he has done to endanger the country's security. EFF President Julius Malema makes this clear in his reaction to O'Sullivan's apology for leaving the meeting last week.
It is in the nature of who you are, a typical white male who feels is superior than the rest of us. And you displayed it here the same way you displayed it every day, the same way your subjects and targets for investigations in their majority were black males in the senior positions because we have no regard for black people. And you looked at us here and said, no, none of these people is going to tell me anything. And that's what makes the allegations that we wanted to overthrow the state more legitimate.
The impression this session left me with is that the public gained very little insight into O'Sullivan's role in IPID. This committee was supposed to get this out, but it failed. Instead of seriously probing his actions and relationship with Robert McBride at the time he was the executive director, they presented their views of what happened and expected him to either confirm or deny them. Let me be clear. I hold no brief at all for Paul O'Sullivan. In fact, like the rest of the South African public, I was keen to learn more about him. Having heard his name mentioned in so many high-profile incidents over the years, I thought I could at last get some insight into this mysterious fellow. If he had indeed managed to capture figures like Robert McBride, what did he have to offer them? Perhaps I might get an opportunity to speak with him at some point, but his appearance before the Ad Hoc Committee fell short. Please tell me what you think in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this episode, please share it. Share it on your social media platforms, WhatsApp status, or wherever it may help more people to discover our podcast. Even better, if you are not yet a subscriber, please hit the subscription button. That was another episode of Joe Talks Politics. From me, Joseph Mosia. See you in the next one.